Hey folks, Roland Martin here. Hey, I want to show you how to bank fish with a spinnerbait. You know, there's a lot of ways to catch fish from the bank. But you know, a spinnerbait, you can cover a lot of water, and it's just a very active bait. It's a nice cloudy day when the fish are active and really biting. They'll really bite a spinnerbait. I happen to have a white one here, and I'm going to start off by telling you this is a pond. It's deep out there, 25 or 30 feet deep. The fish aren't out there in the pond, in the deep water. They're on this bank. So I'm going to get out there, and that's why I have this long rod, the 6.5, well actually it's a 7.5 foot flipping stick by Emperor, and I can hold it way out there, and I can throw down the bank like this, hold the rod out. Got one, got one, big nice bass. Get just right off the bank, right off the bank. First cast. Oh, that's good or down. Come on, big old bass. Look at this guy, right on the grass, right on the grass, big old bass. Oh, son, big bass of the day. Look at the guy. Look at this giant bass. Oh, 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 monsters, the biggest bass I've caught. I didn't expect to catch one this big. This is giant. It's a giant fish on the first cast. It's like 7 pounds. It's a gigantic fish. Look how fat it is. It's really, really a beautiful bass. I hadn't thrown that thing a foot, and I caught probably the biggest bass I'll catch all day. But the point was, I was making a point, and that is, don't throw out in the middle of the lake. Okay, look at that big trophy fish. What a gorgeous, gorgeous bass. Son, that's about 7 or 8 pound bass. Just big and heavy. I don't think I'm going to catch a bigger one. That's just about as big as you can get them. Okay, let me show you what I'm doing here, and I'll explain this a little bit more. That's what a way to start a show. How to fish a spinnerbait when you're bank fishing and catch a monster right off the bat. Okay, this is a nice little spinnerbait, but this is a Bass Pro Shop spinnerbait, and it's 20-pound test line. I had this on the 7.4 Emperor Series heavy rod with the Bass Pro Shop reel. This is 8-to-1 reel. Okay, now what I'm going to do again, I'm getting way out here, and I'm going to throw right down the bank again. That's right there. Let it sink just a little teeny bit. What a monster. I probably won't catch another fish like that. That was really a good one. Oh, wow. But again, what I'm doing here is, what I have to tell you that happens is bass, there's some bass out in the middle. There's way, way, way more bass on the shoreline. So, to do that, I'm going to cover as much of these straight shorelines as I can, but I don't want to be very far off the bank. I want to be just 3 or 4 feet off the bank. So when you're bank fishing, fish the bank. Fish down the bank, like that. Go down there. Spinnerbait's a good way to test things out. Hold the rod way out like this. I can really come right down the wheel. Now, I can go the other way too. I can go right up to the shoreline. Just turn the camera to show you. Just a nice little bank here. I'm just going to go right down this shoreline. Same kind of deal. I was a little bit too far out. The wind caught me. Probably too far out. Probably too far out. Okay, that's perfect. On the bank, hold the rod way out. Okay. I'll make a little short cast right here because it's just right there. Now there's a tree out there in the middle, and it might be shallow by that tree, so there you go. Good one, good one, good one, good one, good one, good one, good one. I don't know what I have. I don't know what I have. Big fish. Big fish. Woo, son. Big one. Nice bass. Look at this thing. Another big, huge bass. Big bass. Oh, tree. Look at this thing. You know what I have? I have, this guy put these big stripers in there. These big stripes. This is a hybrid. A big giant hybrid. And that thing, that's a spinnerbait hybrid. That's a hybrid bass. That's a great big hybrid bass. There might be a whole bunch more of those things. They hit spinnerbaits. They hit about anything. This is actually a cross between a striped bass and a white bass. It's called a hybrid bass, and he's stocked them in here. So there might be a couple more. Let's see if I can get another one to hit there. I've actually had another strike out there. Boy, he really bombarded that thing. Let's see if I can get another one. You know, a lot of times whenever I'm just trying to cover a lot of water, I'll use a spinnerbait because it's a great, you can go fast with it, you can go zooming along the shoreline, and if you get a couple strikes, you can come back later with, say, a plastic worm. Oh, there's one. Oh, yeah. Yeah, there we go. Nice one. Oh, yeah. Nice one. Oh, spinnerbait fish. Telling you what, it's a good way to catch them, son. Good way to catch bass. Spinnerbait fish. Good, solid keeper bass. You know, I mean, let's face it, whenever you go fishing, particularly bank fishing, you don't know what they're going to bite, and you got to try a lot of different things. But when the spinnerbait bite is on, it not only covers a lot of water, but sometimes catches the biggest fish, like that big giant fish I started. That's just the first one I caught today, which was just humongous, just really big. So I try all different colors. You know, white's a good color. White and chartreuse is a good color. Chartreuse is a good color. I usually throw a spinnerbait on 20-pound line. I like monofilament. I'm just old school, I guess. And I like a big rod. See, I like a two-handed rod for two reasons. I can steer it around the shoreline cover. That's one thing. I can stick it out and go down the shoreline with it. And the big rods are good for that. But also, I can make a longer cast. With a two-handed rod, I hold it like this. I can throw it long ways. That's a long, long ways. I can get more distance with a two-handed cast than, say, I can with a regular cast. I had one to hit it. Maybe I just hit grass. I'll find out if there's moss all over it. Oh, there he is. He followed it in. He followed it in. He was out there. He was following it the whole time. He hit it. It's not very big. It's kind of a small one. Hey, but he hit it the first time, and he missed it. And I could see that it didn't have any moss on it, so he just kept following it along, and boom. Now, some of the biggest fish I've ever caught ever were on spinnerbaits. You know, let me tell you another thing about spinnerbaits. I like overcast weather like we have here, and this wind is good. So wind and overcast weather is just a good combination, really good combination for a spinnerbait. Nice long cast. sir. Nice bass. Yes, sir. Good one. Good little keeper. Good little keeper. Yes, sir. Now, the trick with that was keeping that thing up over the grass. I can see that grass under the water with these polarized glasses. I can see the grass. So I'm making a long cast, coming over the grass. Yeah, I got him, son. I got him. Big one. Big one. Tell you what, folks, spinnerbait fishing's the deal. You can get some big fish on spinnerbaits, and I'll tell you what, get a good long-handed rod like this one. Look at this big one. Not as big as that big one I caught at first. That big one I caught, that first fish, was bigger than this one. Hey, this isn't bad. It's a nice bass. Nice, healthy bass. So, hey, a good way to cover a lot of water, good way to catch big fish. It's a good way to bank fish. Big old spinnerbait, 20-pound line, big old favorite flipping stick. Listen, I enjoy working with you guys. I post every Wednesday at about 6 o'clock, and I also post Sundays at about 6 o'clock, twice a week. I'm an old school teacher, and I'm an old Army rifle range instructor, so I know how to teach people, kind of, and I really try to teach you, and I probably can teach you better than I can fish myself, but that's beside the point. At least I know how to fish. Okay, folks, well, enjoyed being here. Thanks for watching.